Hey, hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. Coming up on this show, Clark County School District students return to the classroom and volunteers get outdoors to help clean up our parks. That's a hint, Councilwoman. The Councilwoman who represents Ward 2, of course, is Victoria Seaman, and she joins me now. Welcome back to the show. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you. I'd love to talk about Ward 2 because you and I are both residents of Ward 2.
And we love Ward 2.
We do. It's our neck of the woods, so we're going to talk about that today. You know, we know the area pretty well because it's where we've lived. But for you viewers out there not exactly sure where we're talking about in the city, well, no problem. We're going to show you. It's that area, appropriately enough, with the big 2 on it. Basically west of the Rainbow Curve, everyone. If you live in that area or work in that area, then you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And of course, if you're a resident out there, you are represented by Victoria Seaman on the Las Vegas City Council. We say this every time, but that area west of the 215, exciting, really growing out there.
I was just thinking the same thing as we're looking at it, how much it's grown.
I know, and it's an amazing thing. We've had this pandemic, seems like it's gone on, well, a year now. But we're still seeing an amazing amount of growth in the housing market.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of people from California coming over.
Yeah, see, they've
decided. A lot of people who are retiring who just want to come and live in Nevada.
Exactly right, exactly. Well, we love the opportunity to have growth in our city, managed growth, which we were really responsible for here. But again, the same thing, Councilwoman, exciting to see that despite some of the economic challenges we've had over the last year, that housing, other parts of the economy are still doing very well, and that's been a relief.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, keep our fingers crossed that that continues as it is. Councilwoman, one of the big things, probably the big story since you've been on the show last, relates to, of course, COVID-19 and the pandemic. But the Clark County School District had kids starting back into the classroom starting on March 1st.
And it's time. It's time that they get back to school and parents can get back to work and kids can socialize and learn. So important to our community.
Now, this, Councilwoman, is some of the video from March 1st. This is at Wenger Elementary. This is not in Ward 2, but this was kind of the designated area for video, media, cameras to get video. Dr. Jara was out there that day so that reporters weren't going all over town as to try to keep everyone safe and have it in one location. So this was pretty much the scene, though, across the city as kids were going back to school.
Yeah, and you can only imagine how excited they are to get back with their friends and be at school and learn in a school environment.
I've heard from so many parents whose kids were of elementary age just what a challenge it was for them to do distance learning. That just was such a change from what they were accustomed to. Some adapted well, some not so well. So
That's
I know,
right.
yeah, and I think the teachers felt the same way. It's just they didn't know how effective they were being with all the students in their class remotely. But now we have the opportunity, as you can see, the kids coming back. They look like they're ready, got their backpacks and all the required material there, and in they go. So.
Yes, and again, parents could get back to work at the same time.
That's a huge part of this as well. Right. So, and looking forward to having all of that. Councilwoman, of course, we're going to still kind of have these situations with hybrid learning. Some kids, you're going to be in school some days at home until this pandemic goes away. But we're doing our best to help eradicate this thing. We've been helping get the vaccine in the arms of people eligible across the city, including in Ward 2.
That's right. These pods that we have in all the wards now. And ours in Ward 2 was very successful. We had over 600 people become vaccinated. And we are planning on doing it again. And have this pod in Ward 2 at Veterans Memorial so we can, and as you know, we have a lot of seniors in our ward.
Yeah, true, and that's the thing. Right now, people 65 and older are eligible, but it's opening up. More and more people, we now are allowed to have grocery store employees get vaccinated, which is important.
Yes.
Security people, a lot of frontline people that weren't eligible before are now eligible. So we're certainly going to do our part to make sure that those vaccines get out into people's arms. We've been distributing the Moderna vaccine and Pfizer, but now Johnson & Johnson, also known as Janssen, is going to be available.
Correct.
That's the 1-dose version, and we'll also have some allocations of that to help get out there as well.
This is great. I'm excited for the next time we have the pod out, and we'll let people know so that they can sign up and come out and get their
Exactly.
vaccinations.
Pod, that's our word for point of distribution, and so we've had pods across the city of Las Vegas, Cashman, from Cashman all the way out to Councilwoman's Ward out at Veterans Memorial. And we've had great participation. You sign up online, make an appointment, then come in. You get there just a few minutes before your appointment, get your shot, and
then make your appointment for the next one.
Yeah, for Pfizer and for Moderna, you need 2 shots. For the Johnson & Johnson shot, just the one will cover you. So that's exciting. And of course, as Councilwoman just said, we'll keep you posted on all of our social media sites, on her website page, on the City of Las Vegas website, her page, on this program, just to let you know that when these opportunities are going to be out there.
And we'll also email them, email the community.
Exactly right, so that you know that this is going. You have a great e-newsletter. It's excellent.
Thank you.
That goes out on a regular basis, and so that'll have all kinds of good information about where you can get vaccinated as we roll this out. The federal government is saying they hope to have enough vaccine to go into the arms of everybody by summertime. So
we're hopeful.
If
we're very hopeful.
If that's the case, then we're going to be...
And whatever we can do.
Exactly right.
In our wards to make, in the city, to make sure that we let people know, and we also hope to have as many points of distribution as possible.
Yeah, exactly, Councilwoman. So stay tuned for all of that. And in the meantime, if you're eligible, go get your shot. So you can get in line right now. So, Councilwoman, I love this. You posted this on Facebook. You said, today it was an honor to participate in the celebration and ribbon cutting event with owner Yindra Dixon of Engage Studio in Summerlin. And again, Councilwoman, great to have businesses opening during some tough economic times. We love to see this.
Yes, we do love to see this. This is happening a lot, and I'm excited about it. And this business is one of those businesses that children can go and do their homework, study, and whatever else they need to do, PE classes. And now that we have schools open, but some of the higher grades are not open yet, this business is perfect. Parents can just drop their kids off.
You know, I follow you on social media, and I saw that you had posted about this, but I wasn't sure exactly what they did there. But now it makes sense. So it's an opportunity, maybe for working parents especially, to have their kids engaged, hence the name,
yes,
while they're at work, and they can stay up on their schoolwork or physical activity, whatever it might be.
Yeah, and it's very social distance, but they can also have private areas if they need it.
Very good.
They have snacks, and it's just very engaging, and children can be around other children.
That's awesome.
Great business.
Very timely for all of that right now, too.
Yes, and it will be good when kids go fully back to school, because this is a place they can drop their children off after they get out of school.
Excellent, excellent. And Councilwoman, located in Ward 2, obviously.
In Ward
whereabouts?
2. This one is right on Town Center, near probably Wallapai.
Okay, on that area. Okay,
yes.
Very good. Well, good to know. Engage Studio in Summerlin. So that's cool.
Thought it was great business.
That is a great business. That's a good business mind, too, to think about that right now, especially. So, very good.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, exactly. And that was good that you had highlighted them. And then, Councilwoman, you also posted this on Facebook. You said, we are here with the 2020 America's National Miss Queen in Action for the annual Ronald McDonald House Charities Restock the Pantry program. It's an honor to support such a special young woman in her continued efforts to improve the community she lives in with such wonderful programs as this. And we've talked about this young lady on the program in the past, and she's a real rock star when it comes to community service.
She really is. And this is one of her favorite charities, which is the Ronald McDonald House, where the families go when children are sick, and they are allowed to stay in the Ronald McDonald House. And what she is doing here at this market is giving people a flyer if they'd like to contribute to the pantries. So she was able to restock those pantries for when for the families come when they're staying when their children are sick. And she is amazing.
Yeah, she is, because I again follow you on social. We've talked about her on this program. She's been involved in a number of programs, obviously trying to improve the community, give back, help where she can. But for someone that age,
she's 12 years old.
Exactly. To be that engaged in helping the community is just Well, she's an inspiration. She
She
really
is an inspiration, and I'm sure she's an inspiration to a lot of other young people. And it was an amazing turnout. People were taking the flyers and filling up baskets for the Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
The Councilwoman touched on this Ronald McDonald House. If you're not familiar, I think everybody is somewhat familiar, but if you're not, if families have sick children and they need to stay at the hospital, and then the families, maybe they're from out of town, need a place to stay while that child is being treated, Ronald McDonald House provides that. And it's everything, food, housing, everything while they're there. It's
amazing program.
It's phenomenal stuff. So, and then with that kind of community support, it can't help but be successful. So that's great.
And it's amazing how the community reacts, and they're happy to support, especially when they see these young, amazing women raising money and awareness to the program.
Yeah, and rolling up their sleeves too.
Oh yeah.
And
spend the whole Saturday.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, exactly. Their time. A lot of young folks. I mean, you and I were there. It's like you want to go hang out with our friends
That's
or go
right.
do fun stuff. But she's turned.
She would like to work for the community, volunteer her time.
So
she is an amazing woman, and I hope she's inspiring other young people.
Well, she's inspiring me. I can tell you what. Maybe I need to do more of that
I'll have
myself.
her bring you to the next event.
Exactly. You give me a call. It's like I probably could help her out, and probably should. So, and then speaking of youth, I love this councilwoman. Probably people aren't even going to be aware of this program, but you posted this on Facebook. You said, "Today, I had the honor to provide certificates to recognize Tazen and Max for graduating from Metro's DREAM program. I wish them great success in their journey ahead." Councilwoman, you have to fill us in. What is the DREAM program exactly?
Well, this is a program that Captain Haas over at the Summerlin Command Center and Lieutenant Tavares brought to us to talk about a couple months ago, where instead of arresting youth that are in trouble, they were going to put them through a program. Something similar to what John Ponder does, but it's with youth. So before they go down a path that we don't want them to go on, they will put them through a program to keep them on the right track.
That's
and these
awesome.
are the first two graduates, and it was such an honor to bring them a certificate and just thank Metro for what they're doing. We don't want to put these kids in jail. We want to put them on the right track, and that's exactly what they're doing. So I want to just commend them for the great work that they're doing.
Exactly. And again, Councilwoman, I wasn't even aware that program existed.
Very
so
new.
Thanks for highlighting that.
It's very new.
Then Councilwoman mentioned John Ponder. He has a program called Hope for Prisoners, and it's kind of the same thing. People who've been incarcerated for committing some crime, it's an opportunity for them to get their lives turned around so that when they get out, they're not going to end up back in prison, but they're going to end up on.
And they help them find jobs and just mentor to them, and it's just an amazing program that he does. And again, this one is for youth, minors, and I think it's just a really good program. I'm so thrilled about it.
Yeah, well, kudos to Metro for having a program like that. Again, I was unfamiliar with it. By the same token, congratulations to the kids who graduated.
Absolutely.
And hopefully now they're on a better path, and maybe they might end up police officers someday. Who knows?
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah, well, good for them. Councilwoman, that's an interesting story. Thank you so much. And we want to tell everybody about this too. We love volunteers at the City of Las Vegas. You put this on Facebook for us. You said, "Thank you to the Meadows School and Get Outdoors Nevada for the great park cleanup at Bruce Trent Park." Now, Bruce Trent Park is right in my neck of the woods near Vegas and Rampart. Look at all these kids that came out there and volunteers.
That's right.
Now, that park never strikes me as being that messy, but look at all the trash and things they picked up that day.
Well, you just don't realize, where there's trash scattered in different places. And we're doing so many improvements to that park right now. So I'm so happy that they went out and did a cleanup. And like you said, Get Outdoors Nevada with the City of Las Vegas. Good for them.
Yeah.
They're out in all the parks cleaning up.
They are. They're a huge.
What a great program.
They are. They are a partner with us on our Healing Garden in downtown Las Vegas.
Yes.
But they do so much more than that, folks. As you saw, they get out and they basically encourage people to get out and enjoy the outdoors of Southern Nevada.
That's right.
But part of that too is that they want us to take pride in what our resources are, so they get out
beautify
there
the parks
and clean up
and
the parks. And
we have great parks.
we do. We really do.
We do.
They have a new director. Rachel Berggren is the new director at Get Outdoors Nevada. She replaces Mauricia Baca, who big shoes to fill, but Mauricia has moved on to another opportunity, career opportunity. So Rachel has stepped in, and she's got an impressive resume. She's been an aquarium director, a zoo director, and now Get Outdoors Nevada.
We're lucky to have her.
Exactly right. Brought her in as well, so we have her to help run that organization. Councilwoman, let's talk a little bit about Bruce Trent Park too. We love that park. There's a lot to offer there. Tennis courts, beautiful picnic areas, and every Wednesday there's a
Farmers market.
Exactly.
Oh, my favorite.
Exactly.
Where they have everything.
They really do.
Oh, you can get some of the best little food there.
No, you sure can. When
little
I come
takeout
home,
places.
exactly. I come home on Wednesday evenings, and you can smell it as you're coming down the street. It's like, oh yeah, the farmers market's going on. Kind of make a little pit stop there and grab something for dinner that night. So,
let's talk about the facelift we're doing too. While we're
yeah,
at
yeah.
it.
It's a
new playground.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be an amazing park when we're finished. It already is. It's a great park.
It is great location, but it's like a lot of our parks, it's been around a while.
Yeah.
It needs that little bit of refurbishing.
That's
so
right. And we're doing it.
Exactly. Wonderful park. There's trails that connect to it there that run off to the east and kind of west of the park. So you can bike over there. You can just enjoy the park. You can walk, play tennis. And then the sports park, which is not part of the city, it's not a city park itself, but the sports park has indoor soccer and all that. That is adjacent to the facility, adjacent to the park. So you got a little bit of everything there.
And we have an art fair coming up.
Yeah, tell us
April
about that.
17th.
Yeah.
Local artists will come, and if you make something, whether it's art or jewelry, we're right now putting it together with our great event planners, and it's going to be a great event. And we'll have some jazz music playing.
Nice.
I hope 17th. You'll be there.
Yeah, I can literally walk there.
Yes. So all people have to do is go to my social media or get on my email list, and they'll have more information about it. We've just started planning it. This was something we were planning for last year due to COVID.
Yeah, things changed.
It didn't happen, but we're going to be utilizing our great park with our first art fair.
Yeah, my wife, she will really enjoy that. So, it used to be, there was the great art fair out in Boulder City, but you had to go all the way out to Boulder City. But now, hey.
Want it to be a regular thing here.
Exactly, I like that. I'll do it right in work too. 5 minutes from the house, I like that. And then, Councilwoman, speaking of events coming up, I want to tell everybody this is really important. On March 13th, we have a document shredding event and a prescription drug drop-off disposal day, right?
Yeah, it's very nice to get back to our regular events, and this is one that is very popular. We usually have it twice a year. Due to COVID, we didn't have it, our last one that was scheduled. But yeah, people are very excited about it. They're calling, they're emailing, because people love to drop off because of ID theft, drop off their paperwork, and also a lot of people have a lot of medication and they don't know what to do with it. So they can bring it to our event and just dispose of it right there.
Yeah, perfect, especially, Councilwoman, the medication, kind of the old school way was, well, just flush it down the toilet.
Yeah.
Please don't do that, because it ultimately ends up in our water supply in Lake Mead.
Yeah.
And we can purify the water in many, many ways, but sometimes the minuscule micro elements in drugs are hard to screen out. And so they're in the water and they're going to be present. We don't want that to happen. We don't want that medication getting into the water supply.
So just drop it off.
Yeah.
We'll take care of it.
Yep, it's incinerated safely and environmentally safely, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. And the documents, really important. You don't want to keep things around that have got your social security number, your address, that kind of thing. Personal information, yeah, bad. So, and Councilman, I always talk about this, the shredding, when people, if you're not familiar with how it works, you might have one of those old shredders at home that, you put it in and it puts it in the little strips. It's not that kind of shredding. It's pulverized. It's literally like confetti.
Yeah.
And there's no way you could even put a single sheet of that back together. And that's
very
the whole
safe.
point. Yeah, very, very
That's
safe.
the point of it.
And you can stand right there and watch them. You can either drop it off or you can stand right there and watch them shred your documents
and
right there.
And it's free.
Exactly. It doesn't cost you a thing.
We ask you to limit it to about 5 boxes, though, but
yeah.
I think that's plenty.
Yeah, that will that's a big dent in your garage. If you got that many boxes of stuff, yeah, that's going to be a good opportunity. So again, that's going to be March 13th out at Veterans Memorial Leisure Service Center. That's 10 to noon that day.
That's
so come
correct.
on out. Probably want to come a little bit earlier because people tend to line up for those.
Yeah,
so,
it's a drive-by.
It's a drive-by. So you drive through and the machine's there and drop off your box. You'll be out there, right? You'll say hello to everybody.
I'm always out there.
Your staff. So if you want to talk to the councilwoman, ask some questions of her, she'll be out there.
Or my staff.
Staff, yep. They'll be out and always available, as you always are. And then, Councilwoman, I love this. One of the segments you've started, very popular on your social media, is your Small Business Saturdays. You're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, and you highlight small businesses within Ward 2. And I love this because I've told you this many times. I live in Ward 2, and I'm not even aware that some of these businesses are literally within my own backyard.
This is my favorite thing, is that we do highlight the businesses, and they love it. And they call, all you have to do is call or email our office. And if you are in Ward 2, we are happy to go out and feature your business. And like you and I, we have found out about so many different businesses from this program. And it's usually online about 10 o'clock on Saturdays.
Right.
And we let you know who we're going to promote on Thursday.
Exactly. You give us a little advance notice. This is where we're going to be, and then you talk about it on Saturdays.
That's
then.
right.
Yeah.
And it's been a very popular program. And right now, the small businesses need us. They really do. They've been through a lot this year. And so this is my favorite thing to do, is go out and feature small businesses. And we've even featured businesses from the farmers market.
Yeah, a little bit of everybody. I think that's what's been impressive. You've had everything on there from cleaners to restaurants to spas.
That's correct.
So it's not just one thing or another. It's really a nice cross section of what's
legal.
going on.
We've had legal on there.
Right.
And it's very important that businesses in Ward 2 know that it doesn't matter what type of business you have. We want to feature you. There's always a customer or a client for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so again, if you're interested, if you're a small business owner and you'd like to be highlighted on the show, boy, we'd love to hear from you, because Councilwoman will highlight you. If you've not seen one of the segments, follow her on Instagram, follow her on Facebook. You can watch nice segments, not tremendously long, but you get a nice flavor, sense of what the business is all about. You get to hear from some of the people who operate the business.
That's correct.
Get to know them a little bit.
That's
and it's really a nice feature.
Thank
Obviously,
you.
it's popular because
it's
just taken off. So
Yes.
anyway, so again, Small Business Saturdays in Ward 2, good stuff. Well, Councilwoman, we are about out of time here, but speaking of contacting your office, we want to tell everybody out there, hey, we always want to hear from you. So if you have something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Victoria Seaman, you can find her on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also contact the Councilwoman just by picking up the phone, 702-229-2420, or send her an email. The address is ward2@lasvegasnevada.gov. She or one of her great staff will get right back to you. And again, if you have questions about pods, points of distribution for vaccinations, Small Business Saturday, whatever it might be, let us hear from you, and then Councilwoman and her team will follow up.
Yep. And they are so good at following up. I have a great team.
You do.
And it's nice to be out in the community and people tell you how much they love my staff and my team.
Yeah,
and
they're very responsive.
They're very responsive, and they do a great job.
You know, it's often said that if you don't call us and there's a problem in the community, well, shame on you. Now, if you call us and we don't do anything about it, well, then shame on us. But of course, we are going to do something about it. It's within our purview. So the point being is that if you contact us, you can rest assured that the city's going to jump on it, even if it's really not within our jurisdiction.
Yes.
We'll get you connected with whatever government agency or entity can help you out. And we've done a lot of that over the last year.
Yes, and we love to hear from our community in Ward 2. Exactly. We really do. We learn so much.
You do,
Yes.
and you're always very responsive, as I've said. So, well, Councilman, great job. We'll have you back in 6 weeks with another update from Ward 2.
Thank you.
And in the meantime, we want to tell everybody out there, hey, don't don't miss our next show beginning on March 18th with Ward 5 City Councilman Cedric Creer. You can now catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time around.